How awful.
I'll do it for you. Here's some money, chicken ass, I'm gonna touch it. Here's some money, chicken ass, I'm gonna touch it. Here's some money, chicken ass, I'm gonna touch it. Here's some monies, hands on my knees.
Hands on my knees.
Shit, per the Recording Academy.
Oh.
I'm making the Stallion impression.
We weren't sure if we needed to thought shit it up before we started, but I think we're okay. I think we are thought shits within ourselves.
We found our inner thought shit.
Here I am.
Who are you? They probably forgot. They haven't heard from us in a month.
You know what my name is?
What's her name?
My name is Tanya Lee.
That's so weird, because my name is B.
And we kind of rhyme. Isn't that cute?
It's adorable.
We're a podcast.
We are a podcast.
If you can't tell. We like to talk about awful things, so hopefully you weren't feeling too happy today.
It's a real problem.
Yeah.
That we have.
But you know what? We like to tell awful stories with a joyous twinge.
Yeah. Speaking of awful, I was regaling Tanya with my story of checking out Midnight Sun from the library and being very embarrassed to do so. I just have to know, guys.
By the way, you guys, in this book, if you haven't seen it or read it, it's huge. I was like, oh, nice textbook you got from the library today.
Truly, it is 658 pages, and it just doesn't need to be that long.
Is it just that many pages of Edward Cullen gaslighting and being a really controlling boyfriend?
Yeah, I think so. I've only gotten one chapter in, and spoiler alert, he hates her. And he thinks she's very, very plain.
She is.
Literally is just like, she's boring. I don't like looking at her. This is basically the first chapter.
Do you remember when we first read Twilight and you thought it was so funny that I hated Edward so much? Because, like, he was supposed to be, like, the epitome of what every girl wanted. Dreaming. I mean, to be fair, I didn't like Jacob either.
No, they're both horrible.
But I was like, what? Literally, I could not let go of the fact that he was like, I have to carry your books. Yeah. I was literally like...
Tanya has always been a hashtag feminist.
I was like, Bella can carry her own freaking books. Back up. God.
Oh, man. I think the first time I read it, I was just like knee deep in my vampire days. I was like really into True Blood at the time. Yeah. And like, I just loved the idea of it, that like the first read through, I think everybody is like, Edward, so dreamy. Most people.
Not me, apparently.
And then when I read it a second time, I was like, oh my freaking God, someone staked this monster.
I remember, regardless of my opinion of him being controlling or whatever, I did really enjoy the books when I was reading them.
They're literally just fast food. They are the fast food of literature.
Totally.
They are deliciously horrible.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Really fun to read.
You gain absolutely no intelligence from reading these. And they are just like, they're like reading Us Weeklies. They're useless information.
Literally right after the whole Twilight saga happened, it was like the Hunger Games saga.
And Hunger Games is so good.
So good.
Still stands up. So political. So smart.
So smart. So clever.
And also, Katniss is like, I don't need no man.
No, and it's so freaking good. It was like the polar opposite of Twilight. Yeah. So if you are a young adult listening to this and you've read Twilight and you haven't read Hunger Games.
Read Hunger Games.
Read Hunger Games. It's so much better.
I need to give Nadia Hunger Games.
Oh my God, Nadia
She would be so into it. I don't know if she's reading like big books like that though. It's been a challenge getting her to read, but I don't know where she's at with that.
I feel like once she starts though, it's gonna be like Pringles for her.
Exactly. I mean, that's how it was for me. I had a really hard time reading. It couldn't keep my attention and I couldn't remember anything, but I found like a book and it was The Unicorn Chronicles.
Oh.
It was like magic and the unicorns had personalities and like it really sent me, but I was also like in 8 or 9.
Okay, mine was Boxcar Children.
I liked the Boxcar Kids.
The Boxcar Kids, I remember I used to stand. So when we were building the house that my parents still currently live in, we were living in this small 2-bedroom apartment, just waiting for the house to be built.
Right.
And I remember for some reason I had like a twin beds in my bedroom. It was like furnished apartment. I had twin beds in my bedroom, and I would read the Boxcar Children and act out the scenes out loud. And when a new character would talk, I would jump to the next bed and read that bed. So I thought reading was a blast.
Yeah, you made it a game.
Can you tell I'm an only child?
can I tell that you wanted to be in film? You were literally like making it a script and directing yourself.
Quite literally.
Yeah, I loved Boxcar Kids. I don't know if it's kids or children. I really don't know.
I think it's children.
And I loved those like historical diaries. Do you remember
Anne
those?
Frank, like those?
Yeah. No, they were like a series of books, and they would be written from the point of view of somebody in history. So there was like a 14-year-old girl who was on the Titanic. It was her diary.
Oh my God, I would have died for these books. I've never read them.
They were my favorite things on the face of this
I feel like
planet.
I would like them today.
Probably.
Do you remember what they're called?
No.
If you remember,
I'm sure I could Google. Let me see if I can Google.
Shout out to the world.
Pause for Googling.
Please do not spill that wine.
I almost did. It's very good.
I spent a lot of money repairing my computer. Sorry, we've been MIA. My computer just malfunctioned completely, and I had to take it into the shop to get multiple repairs. And now she's basically brand new, so...
I'm so happy for you. I found them.
What are they called?
So there's the Dear America. There's also the Royal Diaries. So like Dear America has the Oregon Trail Diary of Hattie Campbell, and then there's like the Royal Diaries, which has Marie Antoinette.
How did I never read these?
I have no
this is so,
idea.
Like on brand for me.
Elizabeth I, Red House of Tudors, Cleopatra. I read this one. The Revolutionary War Diary of Abigail Jane Stewart. The Captive Diary of Catherine Carey Logan. I mean...
Guys, have you read these?
Oh, and here's the Titanic one. Voyage on the Great Titanic. The Diary of Margaret Ann Brady.
I'm shocked I didn't read this.
These were my favorite books. So no wonder I'm a history nerd.
Yeah, I remember I used to like love finding Titanic books. Like A Night to Remember.
Yes.
I have that one.
Yeah. It's historical fiction, young adult historical fiction diaries.
Interesting.
And they still sell them and still write them, apparently.
That's the first book I ever wrote.
A historical fiction?
Yeah, I wrote a book when I was 9.
Oh, okay.
About a journal told from the perspective of a 9-year-old boy on the Mayflower.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
You were obsessed with the Mayflower.
Yes. I even convinced one of our friends to write a TV pilot about the Mayflower.
You have.
But like a spin on it.
Yeah. Wow. No,
TM. I'm not going to get into it, but.
I do remember that. I too wrote a book, but it was an Orlando Bloom fan fiction.
That works.
And it was 42 chapters, and my brother deleted it, and I was devastated.
Guys. Orlando Bloom is a Vana Adan. Just Google what Vana Adan means.
In Elfish.
I didn't want them to know.
They needed to know that part.
Maybe they would figure it out.
We still never given them the Orlando Bloom song.
Nope, that's for Patreon. If you want to hear the Orlando Bloom song, please join us at patreon.com/howawfulpodcast.
You will get the Orlando Bloom song.
We really need you guys to join Patreon.
We really, really need it.
It would be amazing to have a platform there for all of us to unite.
It would be. Because here's the thing, guys. We're really revved up about this, and I really hope that like maybe by October we can throw some change together and do a test run of the How Awful tour and like rent a Sprinter van.
Yeah. If anybody's local to Los Angeles and is interested, please join our Patreon and let us know.
Yeah. Or, if your money is tight, we understand. You can email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. If you are in the Los Angeles area and you would be interested in a How Awful tour, it will not be free. Well, I'm just going to preface that.
No.
Because it will cost us a lot of money to do it. And also, I don't believe in working for free, and neither should you.
But you know what? It's going to be so fun. And maybe there will be wine.
List. Maybe the final stop, there will be wine.
Yeah. Not blood.
Or liquor. Or whichever you prefer, because I know of a haunted pub in Hollywood.
We'll talk about blood, but there won't be blood.
Yeah.
There will not be blood. There will be wine.
Because there's a huge gap in California touristry. Touristry? Is that what it is? I just made it up. Maybe.
Sure thing.
There are no ghost tours in Los Angeles, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Correct.
We have searched far and wide. There are absolutely zero.
So here and now, you heard it first on the How Awful podcast.
Ghost and murder and scary movie location tour.
Los Angeles is the place for it. So
it's the place to be, guys.
Here's another thing. If you're not a local and you're interested in taking a trip, let us know. We'll give you a tour.
Yeah. Let's see. If we can get some interest for this, then, we might maybe put out a little GoFundMe so that we can do our first How Awful tour maybe in October. Rent a Sprinter van, get you guys, you can meet us. Woohoo!
I just really like Friends.
I just love Friends. Yeah, you know, you just got to be vaxxed and relaxed and maxing all cool is all, you know.
What?
I changed the lyrics to Fresh Prince.
Oh, wait, what does the other part mean? Vaxxed and relaxed.
Vaxxed and relaxed and maxing all cool.
Oh, Matt. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, see.
Can I have some more wine?
Yes.
It's closer to you.
Yes. Sorry.
Guys, we are drinking Trader Joe's.
I just sprayed me in the face.
Meritage.
And it's delightful.
I actually Googled
good wines
at Trader Joe's, and that was one of them.
You know what? I really appreciated that you left all the wines on the table for me to see.
You knew that
I knew. When I came in the door, I was like, she left those on the table so I could see what she got before they go in the fridge.
That's exactly why I left them on the table.
She knows I like to examine.
Literally why. I was like, she's such a control freak. She's going to have to look at these wines. I'm not a control freak with wine. No, but you're going to ask me, what wine did you buy?
I just like seeing it.
I know. And
you do too.
This isn't a shame. This isn't a shaming moment. This is just like explaining my thought process. I was like, she's going to ask me what kind of wine I got, and I'm not going to remember. So they just need to sit out here so she can see them, and then she can put them away.
Hold.
What are you doing?
I'm holding it the way that sommeliers hold it.
Why are you clawing it?
No, they put their thumb through the butt.
Oh.
And then they hold it like this, and then they're like this.
You are such a classy broad.
I'm a classy dame. What can I say? I am very nervous.
I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys didn't miss us too much. Actually, you know what? I hope you really missed us. And like, you're really happy we're back because...
I know someone who missed us. My mom.
My mom, too. My mom's catching up right now.
Okay, you need more, because I got a lot.
Okay. Great. Great news for me, guys.
We're dumping the bottle.
Wow. Wowie. No, Moosh, I'm not wowing at you.
No wow for Moosh.
No wow for Moosh.
You are
on the counter. Get down. I was like, wait, where is he?
I'm also killing time because mine is very short.
You're in for a great episode, guys.
No, you're really not. We had all the time in the world to set up for this episode, and I could have replaced my topic, and I didn't.
Because I'm really into my topic, so it's
good.
fine.
I'm happy for you. I'm interested. Mine's not lore so much as it is like, I don't really know how to categorize it.
I kind of categorize lore as a catch-all.
Yeah, that's how I do too. It's kind of
just like the mystery of awful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like all the
This is not awful. It's just kind of a mystery.
Cool. I like that. I love a mystery. I love a good mystery. Ugh.
What I was going to say is it's my birthday week, and we're drinking like literally every day.
It is. By the time that this will be released, it will have already been Bee's birthday.
I will be
please wish her a happy birthday so that she can continue to celebrate it on Monday.
Yeah. I used to call it Bethy Palooza.
Bethy Palooza.
I did.
Did you guys know what Bee's full name is?
It's Bethy. My brother has said it. That's not Bethy. It's not
just Bethy.
My full name has been said one time on this podcast in my brother's episode.
If you want to go back and listen.
Yeah.
My full name is actually Tanya Lee.
Tanya Lee, yeah.
But you typically just call me Tanya or T.
Yeah. So. The only reason I don't go by my full name is because I just don't relate to it.
I tend to call you by your full name, but that's because I've known you since we were 9.
Yeah, that's different. Like, there are certain people that I'm like, no, if they call me anything other than Bethany, it's weird. I just said my name, guys. And, like, for some people, I'm Bethy, and it's literally a very, very small group. It is my mom, and it is my cousin Rachel, and that's literally it.
That's it.
Your mom and dad call me Beth because they can't say my full name in their accents.
Bethany.
Bethany. I know your mom. She's so cute when she does it, though. Mm-hmm. Bethany.
Guys, I missed you.
I missed you. Did you?
We have so much to tell you. We're going to Catalina.
We're going to Catalina on Thursday and Friday for my birthday. Apparently, it's super haunted, so we should look that up.
Yeah.
We're going to have some exploring.
We should look it up.
Moosh. Hey, Moosh. No. What was I going to say? Oh, but one thing we should inform you of is we have decided over the summer months that we are only going to release episodes every 2 weeks. Yes. The reason for this is because Tanya is working a job from hell, and she doesn't have any time.
The job
I can say that. She's more grateful for it.
Yeah, the job is...
difficult.
Yeah, no, the thing about this show is that it is...
You're working weekends, which you've never done.
Yeah, without getting too much into the details, because I signed an NDA.
NDA, yeah.
It is a period show that is very difficult. We work Saturday through Wednesday. My downtime is limited. I'm working 12 plus hours a day.
Yeah.
It's a hard show.
It's a really hard show. I see her maybe a collective 8 hours a week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not even.
If I'm lucky.
Like 6.
I get like 3 hours with her on her night off Thursday.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I maybe get her like an hour here and there, depending.
That's true.
So there's just no time for this podcast, unfortunately. But I'm doing my real estate classes, so there's that.
But we still, I was genuinely excited because I was like, we're going to record tonight. Like, I was like, this will be fun.
It forces us to make time for each other when it's hard to.
Yeah.
So that's nice. But you will get episodes from us every 2 weeks until October. And then in October, we will make it up to you in spades.
Wham, bam, thank you,
October
ma'am.
is our month.
Yeah, we'll see how September goes, but probably October.
I'm going to say October just for sanity.
Yeah.
But in October, I mean, I would love for not only there to be a How Awful tour, but for us to be back to podcasting once a week and maybe even give you guys a series on YouTube of something fun.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Right?
Yeah.
And our TikTok will be more fun because we are very active in Los Angeles in October.
Yeah.
We go to all of the things, and we are hundo going to Universal.
And we want to go to Not Scary Farm.
My credit. Did you see?
No,
I'm gonna say this, and then my mom's gonna be like, "You're not allowed to go." There was a shooting at Not Scary Farms. Well, it was Knott's Berry Farms. There was a shooting like last week.
No, I didn't know.
And everybody ran out. But I mean, like the likelihood of that happening
again.
Well,
I think the good news is that the security's going to be crazy now.
Hella toy.
So,
it seemed like that it might have been outside of it, and they heard the gunshots, and then they all ran.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
My aunt texted me like 2 days ago and was like, "Are you and Beth okay?" And I literally was like,
"That might have been that."
From what? Like I literally was like,
"Oh, there was a big earthquake in San Francisco, and everybody thinks we're close to San Francisco."
Oh, I was like,
it was probably that.
I was like, what? Why wouldn't we be? I literally was so confused by her asking me what was
always.
wrong.
Every time someone texts us if we're okay, I'm like, what happened?
I'm like, why?
6 hours from us, and people think it's right here.
Why? What happened to me?
All of our family is very confused about the geography of California.
Am I in danger?
Yes, I don't know. I still chuckle at when I text my mom like, I don't know what to do with Nathan on his last day, and she was like, well, how far is San Francisco? Rose, it's 6.5 hours.
Oh.
Not a quick day trip.
I know. My mom's definitely been like, can we go to Napa? And I'm like, Mom, it's so
6
far.
hours.
Yeah.
But we can go to other wine countries
Solvang,
much closer.
Temecula, all sorts of fun places. Santa Barbara in general. Santa Ynez in
Santa
general.
Ynez Valley.
Yeah.
Stop going there, tourists.
Don't go there anymore.
Stop it. They're going to make the prices higher.
It's ours.
Step by ours. Okay. All right. Maybe we should actually get into awful stuff.
Yeah, let's tell some
stories.
After
20 minutes.
I forgot. Oh, you had lore.
I'm doing lore. It's not necessarily lore. I don't really know how to categorize it.
It's lore-ish. Lore adjacent.
It's lore adjacent, exactly. Okay. So this is just an interesting thing, I guess.
Okay.
So here we go.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, yeah, he's on his tree. Okay.
Hi, buddy.
Here we go.
Okay.
I remember having a vivid memory of watching MTV News as a kid and Kurt Louder, I think it's Louder. Kurt Louder reporting on the death of NXS frontman Michael Hutchence.
Huh.
In my memory, I firmly recall them citing Michael being gay, diagnosed with AIDS, and died by a shotgun to the head.
I know what you're doing.
Yes. I remembered this so clearly that the moment I found out that wasn't true, that Michael Hutchence was in fact straight, had kids, and died by hanging, I felt like I was in a fever dream. Like I had gone completely insane. While this wasn't a shared memory, it was one I was sure happened. And Fiona Broom experienced the same thing.
Yes, I know exactly what you're doing.
Broom, a self-identified paranormal consultant, I want to be that, detailed how she remembered former South African President Nelson Mandela dying in the 1980s in prison, although Mandela lived until 2013. Tanya's really excited about
I love
that. Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to cut that out because I know what you want. Yeah. You're going to have to build this up.
Broom could describe remembering news coverage of his death and even a speech from his widow about his death, yet none of it happened.
I have so many thoughts.
Yes, we're going to talk about it. If Broom's thoughts occurred in isolation, that would be one factor. However, Broom found that other people thought the exact same as her. Even though the event never happened, she wasn't the only one who felt like it did. As a result, the Mandela effect concept was born.
Okay, I'm obsessed with the Mandela effect.
It's so interesting. I did not realize this was a thing.
Just listened to an episode of And That's Why We Drink.
Interesting, about the Mandela effect? Yes. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, another way to describe the Mandela effect is collective false memories. A large group of people collectively always say a particular saying or memory a certain way, when in reality, the truth is different from the memory. Mm-hmm. Conspiracy theorists believe the Mandela effect is an example of alternate universes present in society. I know this is why you love it.
This is why.
However, doctors have a much different explanation of memory and how some memories, although vivid, can be false. Uh-huh. Some doctors believe the Mandela effect is a form of confabulation. Confabulated.
Can you please explain what confabulation is? Do you know?
A common analogy for confabulation is honest lying.
Okay.
A person creates a false memory without intending to lie or deceive others. Instead, they're attempting to fill in gaps in their own memory.
Or traveling through different parallel universes.
Or that.
And remembering random things from that universe. Just saying.
Many examples of the Mandela effect are close to the original or true memory. Some researchers believe that people, even a large group of people, use confabulation to remember what they feel is the most likely sequence of events. Other aspects of memory may lead to the Mandela effect. This includes false memories, where your recall of an event is an accurate depiction.
Correct.
Isn't an accurate depiction,
right.
Sorry. This is often a struggle for eyewitnesses to a crime or important cultural event. Also, the abilities of people across the internet to alter images, logos, and sayings may affect your recall of the original item. There are many sites dedicated to people chronicling examples of the Mandela effect, including Reddit. Mm-hmm. Often people are disturbed to find out how they and a lot of other people remember an event isn't exactly the way they remembered it. Here are some examples.
Yes, I'm ready. I think I have some too, so I'm curious if you'll say the ones that I know of.
The Bernstein Bears versus the Bernstein Bears.
Oh,
Many people remember the Bernstein Bears as a lovable bear family, but this isn't actually their name. They're the Bernstein Bears.
Yep, this one fucks me up.
Jif versus Jiffy logo.
Yep, that one.
Jif is a popular brand of peanut butter, but many people remember the brand's label a little differently, specifically as Jiffy.
It's because of Skippy.
Yeah.
So because
it's Jiffy and Skippy. Yeah.
It's Jif and Skippy. Yeah. But because Skippy exists, people think it's Jiffy. That's like where that like happens.
Right.
Which is an interesting one.
Looney Tunes, Tunes, versus Looney Tunes, Toons. Many people think the logo for the Warner Brothers cartoon was spelled Looney Tunes, Toons. Actually, it's Looney Tunes, Tunes.
I'm going cross-eyed.
Yeah, I know. I am your father. So many people who quote this famous line in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back say, Luke, I am your father. However, Darth Vader actually says, I am your father. There is no Luke at all. I am your father. That's all he says. He doesn't say Luke. That's literally all I have for this. But here is a very recent example of the Mandela effect. Everybody and their dog thought Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton were already married. And they literally just got married.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Like 2 weeks ago. They weren't even engaged until like a few months ago. But everybody and their freaking dog thought they had been engaged for like a year before they were actually engaged. Thought they were already married when they just got married.
Yes.
Everybody. Like, I don't know anybody who did not think they weren't already married.
This is true.
So that to me is my Mandela effect recently. What, are you looking up yours?
Yeah, there was something that I remembered, and I'm trying to look it up so I can remember it correctly.
I mean, there's a ton of them, like Fruit Loops.
Okay, so this is one that I'm just telling you the pertinent ones that I remember. Sex in the City versus Sex and the City. Which one is correct?
Sex in the City.
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City? Oh!
Yes.
It's right there.
Yes. Sex and the City. That's a crazy one.
Oh, that bothers me.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Also, did Curious George have a tail?
No. Yes.
No.
No.
No tail.
But everybody imagines him with a tail.
He never had a tail.
And like I said, Fruit Loops, people think it's spelled Fruit loops, but it's Froot.
That one's stupid.
It's stupid.
Chick-fil-A. How do you spell Chick-fil-A?
CHIK.
Nope. Nope.
What?
CHICK. C.
No, there's no
C.
C. No, it's K.
CK.
No, it's K.
Like a chicken. CHICK.
No.
Yes, dude.
Oh my God, no.
The Star Wars one was the one I remember the most. There was another one that I can't remember. Okay, Kit Kat bars. Is there a dash in between the word Kit Kat, or is there no dash? I'm going to show you a picture. Which one is correct?
No dash.
No dash is correct.
Okay.
There's no dash in Kit Kat. Okay, this was the one that I actually... It's so crazy to me that you were doing this because when I listened to that episode, I almost texted you.
Yeah.
To be like...
We literally mentioned the Mandela effect.
Do you remember a 90s movie that starred Sinbad called Kazam?
Kazam, yeah.
It starred Shaq.
No, it starts... No.
Not Sinbad. Crazy.
Whole life is a lie.
My whole life is a lie.
Whole life is a lie. I can't. This is too much.
Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah.
Never said hello, Clarice.
Yes, he did.
Nope.
He said, hello,
that
Clarice.
Never happened. He said, good morning. That's it.
I refuse. No, wait.
He never said.
No, you're lying.
Okay. Also, is the title of this movie, we're obsessed with this movie, so we should know this. Interview with the vampire or interview with a vampire?
No, it's the. Don't say I hate that.
It's the.
It's the. Okay.
You're right.
It's interview with a vampire.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Silence of the Lambs, original Hello Clarice scene. It says it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hello, Clarice.
He says it.
My name is
Wait,
Clarice Starling.
what the?
Can I speak with you?
Okay, I guess he does. That's weird. There's like this whole thing with the Mandela effect that there was this photograph that everybody believes they remember seeing of the Thunderbird.
What's the Thunderbird?
Do you remember hearing about this?
No.
So the Thunderbird is this mythical creature that is like this enormous bird, like enormous. And everybody remembers this photograph of a bunch of workers surrounding a Thunderbird that in theory looks like this.
Okay.
Do you remember seeing this image?
Vaguely.
It's not real.
It's not?
This is not a real image. But for centuries,
but
centuries
it's an image.
is an exaggeration.
I'm looking at it.
It's not a real image.
It's Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like a Photoshop version of what people remember this image to look like.
Okay.
I don't mean centuries. It's probably like, it's been like 130 years.
A century and
one century.
Some change.
People remember this photograph of these like workers in the 1890s surrounding this Thunderbird.
Which is like a weird pterodactyl looking thing.
Yeah. But that picture doesn't exist.
That's so weird.
It never happened. Or like there was like this one picture of this whale that washed up.
Yeah.
Not a real picture either. There's like all these crazy... The Mandela effect blows my mind.
So if you have experienced the Mandela effect, absolutely we want to hear about it. Email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com.
You know I want to hear about it. Okay,
absolutely.
Can I tell you what I know about the Mandela effect?
Yes.
So I also recognize the Mandela effect as a tear in the veil.
Okay.
So a tear in the veil...
is like a tear between the two universes.
Or multiple universes.
Yeah.
The idea is that you could potentially have... It's a little bit like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
In the sense that you could go on a path, let's say, and you like trip. And because you tripped, you kicked a can into the street, and that can created a flat tire that created a car accident.
Right.
That, obviously butterfly effect. The tear in the veil is very similar to that in the sense that perhaps you experience a glitch in the matrix, if you will.
Okay.
And your memory is what actually happened. And time travelers are trying to prevent you from remembering it this way.
Oh my God.
So
that's so twisted.
They're trying.
That would make a really interesting movie.
Yeah, well, like that's what literally like where its name comes from. Nelson Mandela dying in prison.
Yeah.
which never happened.
Never happened.
He was freed from prison. Everybody knows the image of him coming out of prison and everybody celebrating him coming out of prison. Like, I do remember that. Yeah. I don't remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison, but I do know some people that do.
Right.
But the theory is that there is a version of reality that Nelson Mandela did die in prison.
Right.
And that time travelers didn't want you to remember that version of it, so they twisted the story and made sure that he was released from prison and survived. So there's like, that's why I'm upset. So I have researched this just in my writing, at least, just for what I want to create.
There was a TikTok. I don't know if this is Mandela effect. Probably not. No. But it's that, okay, so JP Morgan built the Titanic.
Right.
Right? Or was part of the investors.
Yes, yeah. I was like,
Titanic.
I don't know if
he didn't build it, but
yeah.
he invested in the Titanic, right? And every single one of JP Morgan's like competition in banking were on the Titanic.
Oh, good God.
Right?
I love conspiracy theories.
And they all died with the Titanic. So the theory is that the Titanic is not what actually set sail, but it was the Olympic or the Olympia. I think it was the Olympic, which was the like lesser ship. And they put the Titanic's name on it. But JP Morgan knew that the Olympia could sink.
Yeah.
But the Titanic was hailed as the unsinkable.
Unsinkable, yeah.
So they slapped Titanic over this lesser ship, knowing it would sink and kill all of his competition. That's a theory. It's not Mandela effect. It just made me think of it.
We should totally throw conspiracy theories into the roulette.
We can, yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah, we can do that.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Sorry.
Oh, and here's the thing.
I jumped in hardcore.
After thinking about it, I think I know why my memory of Michael Hutchins' death was the way it is. I was very young, first of all, and I think it was an amalgamation of Freddie Mercury, Kurt Cobain, and Michael Hutchins.
I was going to say,
hearing about all of their deaths, because you have the, dying from AIDS bit or had AIDS, whatever. Shotgun to the head, that's Kurt.
Yeah.
Gay, that's Freddie, or allegedly Freddie. He never officially came out. And I think my brain just mixed those 3 deaths together and made them all Michael Hutchins for some reason.
That makes sense. I actually was thinking that too. I was like, I wonder if a part of you mixed him up with Freddie Mercury in some aspect.
And Kurt Cobain. Yeah. And here's the I don't at all remember MTV News covering Kurt Cobain, even though I was old enough to remember it, and I know I saw it.
I don't remember either. I don't remember
1994.
Him dying.
Yeah. Well, you probably weren't watching a lot of MTV News.
No.
I had an older
7.
brother, so he would have it on, and that's when I would see it.
I was actually probably 6 when Kurt Cobain died.
I remember when Kurt Cobain died, but I don't remember.
We were both 6, because April 1994, we would have been 6.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing it, but I remember him dying, and my brother didn't care because he wasn't a fan.
Yeah. That's how big Nirvana fans we are. I can tell you. April 8th, 1994?
I think it's 7th.
7th? April 8th is my uncle's birthday, and my first boyfriend, TJ.
Cobain. Oh, I could go. I want to cover Kurt Cobain so bad, and I will, but it's like, I almost think we need to dedicate an entire episode where we both talk about him, because there's just so much to cover.
Right.
April 5th, we were close.
And we're also both really big Nirvana fans.
Really big Nirvana fans. Oh, I need to do my sources. Okay, so my sources were actually a healthline.com article.
Okay.
About the Mandela effect, and it was under mental health. And a goodhousekeeping.com article, which was just Mandela effect examples. Yeah.
No, honestly, the Mandela effect is a huge thing that I'm super fascinated in. I mean, I don't know if I've talked about this, but I'm sure I have. But I have a huge fascination with the tear in the veil, if you will. And I'm writing about it frequently, and I kind of have this obsession with time.
Yeah.
And how it fits into our reality or not in our reality. And the Mandela effect is a huge aspect of that theory.
Definitely.
So obviously I like jumped all over you because I was like,
I know. This went better than I expected. She was super excited about it, and I was like, this is going to be so boring.
No, it wasn't. I lit up like a Christmas tree. Okay.
Okay, what was your topic?
Witches.
Witches!
I pulled roulette and I pulled witches.
Speaking of witches, I was dream planning our Salem trip this week.
Yes, you were. Ugh.
I really want to go to Salem, Massachusetts, guys. Yeah. I really want to go to the Witch Museum and all the witchy stores. I want us to stay at the Hawthorne Hotel, which is really historical and haunted. And I already know what room is really haunted. I would want to stay in there one night and then the rest in, like, not that night.
Guys, do you remember when we stayed in a haunted room?
Yeah, and we were like, there's nothing haunted. But
we just haunted each other.
We just haunted each other. And I want to get a tattoo. Guys, look this place up, okay?
Oh, it's so cute.
Salem, Massachusetts. It's not cute. The Black Veil Studio.
It is cute.
It is creepy, but like, yeah, I guess. It's owned by twin brothers. It has such creepy... It's like... It is so perfectly Salem.
Yeah, it's like Salem cute. Oh.
And I want to get my tattoo for Izzy there. Yes, I am so dedicated to our HR that I am getting her tattooed on me.
To our HR manager.
Pardon me. If this podcast ever... Here, guys. How about this? If this podcast ever takes off, I here now vow to get Izzy, you're fired tattooed on me.
Izzy, you're fired. Oh, my God. Izzy...
You're fired!
She's at her desk.
Oh, she's at her desk. She's not fired. She's working.
She's busy working.
She's busy. Guys, she puked midair last night. That's a different story. She was in, long story short, she was in my bed. I heard the warning of puke.
And you lost
I yeeted this cat. I yeeted her off my bed. I shot put her off of my bed out of sheer panic. She is 14 years old. And I just yeeted her across my entire bedroom. She puked midair while her limbs were going everywhere. Painted my dresser with her vomit.
Poor assistant.
And then she landed and Tanya, she landed, she looked at me, she smacked. She meowed at me, she ate some of her food, and then she got back in bed.
She's like, that was good.
She didn't care that she just flew and vomited at the same time. Anyway, go ahead, Tanya. It's your turn.
That's a great story. I love that story.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Born in England, sometime in the year 1640. We don't actually know for sure when she was born. Bridget Playfair emigrated to Salem, Massachusetts.
Love it.
In the 1660s with her husband, Samuel Wusselby.
Not Wasselby.
I wrote, the had 3 children. The had 3 children. You guys know I mean they.
Yes.
They had 3 children. John, Benjamin, and Mary.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Oh.
His name is my name too. Wherever he goes out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da 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 da.
I'm really confused.
Did you not know that?
No, I do know this, but I just was playing a game.
Okay, go ahead.
I was playing a game.
Sorry.
I was being facetious.
I just wanted to just sing the song. Hopefully we have the rights to it.
I was being facetious.
Oh, facetious.
Okay, anyway. Samuel, her husband, he died.
Oh, boo.
Shortly after 6 years of marriage.
Wasselby?
Yep, that Wasselby man.
We like Wassel. It's almost Wassel season.
Wassel. Okay. Bridget and her second husband, Thomas Oliver, had a daughter named Christian, we think. A lot of this information is like kind of unsure because it was the 1600s and it's a little bit of a game of telephone.
That's fair.
Anyway, in about 1670, Bridget was tried for fighting with her second husband, Thomas Oliver.
Okay.
She was convicted a second time a few years later for calling him an old rogue.
Wait, she was convicted for calling him a name?
For calling him an old rogue and an old devil on the Sabbath.
On the Sabbath?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, what a witch.
So for punishment, they were ordered to stand back to back in the marketplace for an hour, gagged, with notices describing their offenses tied to their foreheads.
This one called her husband?
This is Salem now.
An old rogue. Whoa.
But they're probably still British speaking.
Harvard Yard.
I don't think they had that accent in the 1600s.
Oh my God. I was watching The Housewives, and that's why I want to go to Salem, because they went to Salem.
Oh.
And the lady that was checking them in was like, welcome to Hawthorne Hotel. I couldn't do it.
Oh no.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
Our friend Tom is from Massachusetts, but he doesn't sound like that. No, he sounds like a normal person.
He's from Mass? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Can he take us to Massachusetts?
He's from like Cape Cod.
Oh my God, so idealistic.
Yeah.
That's why they go to Cape Cod all the time?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Because that's
Cape Cod?
Yeah, Cape Cod.
The yard?
Anyway, so they had their notices
God.
of their offenses tied to their foreheads. It's rumored that Bridget appeared once in public with a bloody face and covered in bruises, and that her husband said that she had also hit him. So it sounds like they had a very volatile relationship.
Yeah.
If we're taking everything that's said seriously.
Sounds a little Sid and Nancy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So now Oliver Thomas dies also.
Oh, bye, Oliver.
In 1678, leaving Bridget destitute.
Oh, we hate that.
While Oliver's will left her with the house and land, any money that was provided for Bridget was taken by his creditors. Part of the land that she owned was sold to her neighbors, the Gedneys.
The what?
The Gedneys.
Gedneys.
Bridget was forced to petition the town for relief. On February 25th, 1680, Bridget was brought up on charges for bewitching Thomas to death.
Those fingers in your head, that's like I'm here to stay burning.
She was tried in Boston.
At Boston.
But was acquitted by the Reverend John Hale's defense due to lack of evidence.
Okay.
Bridget was also tried at one time for stealing brass from a man named William Stacy.
That's wicked.
In 1683, Bridget married Edward Bishop Sr., a sawyer, or in those days, a lumber worker. And a well-respected man who had served on various town and county committees and boards while living in Salem. They ran 2 taverns together. And by previous marriage, Edward had a son, also named Edward, who was grown and living with his wife, Sarah Wilds Bishop. Edward Jr. and Sarah were accused of witchcraft. Later in the summer of 1692, they escaped from jail in Boston, and nobody's heard of them since.
Okay.
So Bridget, who, if you don't know already, I'm referring to Bridget Bishop, who is probably one of the most well-known witches of the Salem trials, and I'll get into why.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bridget was known to wear a red paragon bodice. Do you know what a red paragon bodice is?
I don't know what a paragon
Well, she's a trollop, so...
What a trollop.
You know, obviously...
It sounds fancy and like I want to wear it.
Paragon is a type of fabric blended of wool and silk, and sometimes camel hair.
Not camel hair.
True story.
Oh.
There is also something called water paragon, which may look like water taffeta. Do you know what taffeta? I don't know what this word means. I don't know why I wrote
taffeta?
it. Yeah, taffeta. I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Taffeta?
Taffeta, like feta cheese.
I'm calling it that from now on, guys. It's taffeta. Yeah, no, it's taffeta.
Can you explain to me what taffeta is?
Taffeta. It kind of has like a swish to it. It's a little shiny.
Okay.
And it's a little... What? Our building is farting.
So water paragon...
Water paragon.
Water paragon, which may look like water taffeta.
Water taffeta. I don't know what water taffeta is, but I'm guessing it's the super shiny taffeta.
Probably.
Okay.
So anyway, townspeople refer to it as devil's clothes.
Truly devil.
Because of the bright colors.
Yeah.
Also red.
They all wore black
like the devil.
And gray.
Yeah. So she stood out. Really, she was just trying to make a fashion statement, and they
Honestly,
were like, witch.
Like, she was chic.
Yeah, she was chic. She also did not stand for shit, which I really appreciated.
So we stand Bridget Bishop in this home.
Literally every Salem witch I've ever read about, I'm like,
it's not actually a witch.
I stand
They're
her.
just like a woman who is
she's empowered.
Strong.
Yeah. Anyway.
So annoying.
Bridget Bishop was arrested on charges of witchcraft again on April 18th, 1692, after she was accused by Mercy Lewis, Abigail Williams, Elizabeth Hubbard, and Ann Putnam Jr. Bishop.
They all sound like witches to me.
Ann Putnam Jr. Yeah, they all sound like witches.
I'm sorry. There was a junior. There was there was a woman junior. The balls.
Ann Putnam Jr. Yeah, I
guess.
guess.
I want to name... You are Bethany Jr.
Tanya Lee Jr. Ew, little Nat.
We have a lot of fresh fruit in our home.
Bishop was examined the next day in Salem Village by Judge John Hawthorne and Judge Jonathan Corlin. Hawthorne. That's
John Hawthorne. That's the hotel. John Hawthorne.
Okay.
That's that Hawthorne. He's notorious.
He wasted no time.
He's a bad bee.
Yeah. Bringing up Bishop's prior accusation of witchcraft.
He's not a good guy.
According to court records.
That Hawthorne.
That same day, Bridget Bishop was indicted and arraigned on 5 separate charges of witchcraft. The amount of evidence against Bishop was overwhelming. Over the course of the next few months, over 10 witnesses gave long, detailed testimonies about how Bridget Bishop bewitched them, their family, and or their animals.
Not their animals!
Once...
My dog went to her.
My dog...
Witch.
Once such witness was John Louder, who testified that 8 years before, when he was staying with Bridget Bishop's neighbor, John Gedney, remember the Gedneys?
Yeah, the Gedneys.
Gedney would often quarrel with Bishop about letting her chickens wandering into his apple orchard.
Not the chickens in the apple orchard.
Better not let them wander. Shortly after, Louder claimed Bishop's spirit would attack him at night in his bed, and when he complained to Bishop about it, she threatened him and sent black pigs and a talking, deformed monkey to torment him.
I want to see the talking deformed monkey.
Yeah, so do I. Louder claimed to see the monkey on... why Louder wasn't tried, I don't understand.
Honestly, it sounds like Louder needs to go to an institute.
Yeah, Louder claimed to see the monkey on another occasion flying in the apple orchard and said...
He knew flying monkeys?
Yes, he knew that it was real because it knocked apples off the trees as it flew over them.
So he's freaking Dorothy up in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other witnesses, such as Samuel Gray, testified that Bishop bewitched his child to death 14 years before when her spirit suddenly appeared at his house one night. One of the afflicted girls, Susanna Sheldon, also testified that she saw the spirit of Thomas Green's twin boys who told her that Bridget Bishop had bewitched them to death. She also said Bridget Bishop's spirit told her she had killed 4 women. 2 of them were the Foster's wives. One was John Trask's wife, and she didn't name the other.
Okay.
Whoever that be. I'm giving you guys a lot of details.
So many details.
2 other witnesses, Samuel, this is all from the court documents, by the way.
Got it.
2 other witnesses, Samuel and Sarah Shattuck, gave a long, rambling testimony about how Bridget Bishop first asked them to dye a small piece of lace that they believed couldn't be used for anything other than a poppet, which is a type of doll used in witchcraft. Like a, what are those dolls?
Voodoo dolls.
Like a voodoo doll, yeah. Then bewitched their eldest child and physically attacked the child in person when she was confronted about bewitching them. John Bly and his wife, Rebecca, also testified that Bridget Bishop sold them a bewitched pig. John Bly and William Bly also testified that they were hired by Bishop to do some construction work on her home and found puppets or voodoo dolls hidden in the walls of her cellar. At about 10 a.m. on June 2nd, Bridget Bishop, Elizabeth Proctor, Rebecca Nurse, Alice Parker, Susanna Martin, and Sarah Good underwent a humiliating physical exam by 9 local women and a doctor named Barton, after which these examiners reported finding unnatural growths in strange places on some of the accused, including Bishop. Mm-hmm. The women were all examined again about 6 hours later, after which the examiners reported that Bridget Bishop and Elizabeth Proctor were clear of any quote-unquote witch marks.
See, Elizabeth Proctor is one that I recognize.
And that as far as the other women were concerned, the unusual bit of flesh only appeared to be dry skin. Yeah.
Wow.
The jury found Bridget Bishop guilty of witchcraft and issued her death warrant on June 8th, 1692. On June 10th, Sheriff George Corwin escorted her from Salem jail along Prison Lane to Main Street, and finally to, quote, a spot of common pasture at the edge of town, end quote. A crowd gathered. Bridget Bishop was hanged by the neck until she was dead. On Proctor's Ledge at Gallows Hill, the first of 19 people to be so executed.
Yeah.
Instead of this first execution bringing people to their senses, it was not the end, but the beginning. As a convicted witch, she wasn't allowed to be buried in consecrated ground, so she was buried at the execution site. Bridget Bishop was among the last of the innocent victims to be exonerated by legislation passed in 2001.
What? She was exonerated in 2001?
In Massachusetts. Bridget's daughter, Christian, married a man named Thomas Greenslet, who was one of the executed... Yes, Tom's Greenslet.
Slut.
He was one of the executed Anne Puditer's sons. So both Christian, the daughter of Bridget Bishop, and Thomas, who was the son of another woman who was hung for witchcraft. So they were both children of victims.
Wow.
Yeah. So Bridget Bishop is known for being the first person to be executed for witchcraft. She's not the first to be accused of witchcraft, but she's the first to be executed. Okay. So she was the first of the 19 that were hung.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I read an interesting fact that apparently all of these Salem witch trial deaths never happened.
Right. I saw that and I was like, what?
Yeah. And I want to look into that further.
Yeah.
That all of the witch trials were in Europe and absolutely none happened on U.S. soil.
Which could make sense, honestly. Yeah. That could make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how true that is. I just saw it one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? And it was one of those, but y'all aren't ready to talk about that. Like, articles.
Right.
So obviously it needs further delving.
Sure. Let me list my sources real quick. Wikipedia.
Yeah.
A blog titled Cry Innocent. I don't know who it's by. Salem Witch Museum blog entry.
I want to go there so bad.
Blog entry. I said that right.
It's like a giant, it looks like a creepy church, like a Gothic church. Yeah. And it glows red.
Oh, that's cool. The History of Massachusetts blog entry called The Witchcraft Trial of Bridget Bishop by Rebecca Beatrice Brooks. And I did look up the court documents of Bridget Bishop's trial.
Wow.
Where I got a lot of this information
really interesting.
from. Yeah. So that's like what makes me think it's, I don't want to say valid, but a little bit more valid because it was a court document. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of one of those things. But
how do you discredit it?
Yeah. But I also think like maybe it's a court document from the UK that we just don't know is from the UK. I mean, look, 1600s. It's worth looking into. How long ago that was is insane. I mean, the thing about women that were accused of witchcraft is that 9 times out of 10, they were a woman who, quote unquote, didn't fit the mold, if you will, of like what was expected of a woman.
She didn't just behave and be silent and serve her husband.
Right.
So to me, a witch back then was a feminist. She was just a feminist.
And they were like, cut her down.
Exactly. Put her in her place.
So I find it kind of important to talk about it and to say their names because I think in hindsight, like as fascinating as it is to believe that maybe there was some kind of witchy activity, I don't actually think that there was.
Right.
Even though, as we all know, our number one rule of this podcast is to believe everything because it's way more fun to believe.
It's way more fun to believe, but we also discredit where discredit is due.
Yeah.
And most of the witch trials that I have read about, they sound like just really badass women that men couldn't handle.
Yep. 100%.
And so they murdered them.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they don't call it a witch hunt for nothing.
Exactly.
So.
But like my dream, okay, this is my dream scenario.
But anyway.
This is my dream scenario, right? Okay, so I'm in fashion, right? And so in October's, I have to go to New York for fashion things. My dream would be I go to the New Yorks for the October's things, and then you meet me afterwards, right?
Oh,
and then we drive to Sleepy Hollow, which is just like 30 minutes out of the city. And we do like a day. Apparently, we only need a day in Sleepy Hollow because it's not actually that interesting, but it's still like Sleepy Hollow.
Great.
In October. So we drive to Sleepy Hollow, right? Maybe we stay the night in Sleepy Hollow. Mm-hmm. And then we drive to Salem.
I'm there.
Because it's not that far.
I'm there.
Right? I mean it's far.
I'm there.
It's still a road trip.
I'm there.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's just
holy bonkers.
Living the dream, guys. That's all.
Whew.
This wine was delicious.
Was it delish?
It was a heavy wine. Let's just put it that way. It was heavy. You know what I want to start doing?
What?
You didn't see her face. This wine is heavy, y'all. I think we should not just end with a how wonderful, but maybe what is our favorite song of the week?
Okay.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I love this.
And if we watched a movie,
I already know what my favorite song and what my favorite thing of the week is.
I love that. Okay, I love that. I love it. What's your How Wonderful? What's your song? What's your...
My How Wonderful.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout out The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Katie Thurston.
Katie Thurston is a bamf.
She is...
And that's a badass mother effer.
Unreal.
She's great.
She's one of the best bachelorettes I've ever seen on this.
Since Caitlyn.
On this show. Yeah. Probably since Caitlyn Bristow. And I say this because she's so genuine and so real. And on a reality show about finding love, like, it's so easy to be...
serious you're talking about Katie Thurston.
I'm so serious right now. It can be so easily misconstrued as like, oh, like she's just like out for fame or she's out for TV. But like, this girl is like laying it all on the line. Yeah, and she's not taking any crap. She's not taking any crap. She's super sex positive. She's very sex positive, and her story, like the things that she's opening up about, are really important. Yeah, and like even her conversations with the Black men on her season are really important and really beautiful. It's nice to see a white woman lend time to a Black man's story and just listen to them and then acknowledge, I'm a white woman. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't relate to you. Yes. But I listen to you. And I support you. Yeah. And I will... You don't see that typically. Yeah, and I will love you no matter what. Yeah. And I think it's just... For a show like The Bachelorette or The Bachelor or whatever you will, it's an ABC show. So it's like common cable, right? Yeah, here's my theory. If you're not enjoying this season of The Bachelorette, then you should probably examine yourself. Yeah. Because this is the first season of The Bachelorette that isn't... Cookie cutter, and it's woke, if you will. So if you're uncomfortable with the conversations that are being had and with Katie being sex positive and all this stuff, then that's a you problem, and you maybe need to like revisit yourself. Yeah, it's 2020. I know a few people who are like, I can't get into this season because it's not a conservative, almost like Christian. Yeah, it's not clean cut. Like no Black guys. But no talk about race, no talk about diversity, no talk about sex, no like. That's what I love about this season is it's so real, it's so genuine. Yeah, it's so good. Watch it. I think Michelle's season is going to be really good too. So good. So my song, of the week, if you will, I have. Well, it's okay if it's more than one. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've been listening to Lord's Solar Power pretty religiously, but I'm not going to shout out Lord's Solar Power because I've already shouted out Lord like 2 or 3 times already. Yeah. I've really, really been into Eddie Benjamin. Eddie Benjamin is the shit, guys. Yeah, and Speechless. Oh, Speechless is your jam right now? Yes, I've moved on. I was really into Emotional by Eddie Benjamin, but I've moved on to Speechless by Eddie Benjamin. Also, oh my God, I have another one. Okay, go ahead. Woman by Doja Cat. I haven't listened to that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love Doja Cat so much. She does love Doja Cat. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, that's my song. That's yours? Yeah. I like it. Okay, my How Wonderful. Yes. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've had a real shit few weeks of mental health, so don't have very many wonderfuls. So my How... Izzy's eating. My How That's not wonderful is that my favorite person to get dressed got dressed yesterday. And it's Timothy Chalamet hit the carpet and Cannes and killed it. Yes, he did Tom great. Ford and Cartier jewels. And it was quite the sight to behold. I have missed fashion on carpets quite a lot. Yeah. More than I realized. It almost made me emotional to see people being dressed on a carpet without masks. Yeah. Taylor Hill also killed it. Taylor Hill killed it. Oh my God. Bella Hadid has been killing it. Yeah. Anytime Bella Hadid exits her home, I'm like, she's killing it. Her and Gigi are queens. Yes. I'm sorry. If you have a problem with the Hadid sisters, check yourself because they are notoriously kind, notoriously wonderful, and they dress fantastic. We do not slander the Hadid sisters here. Also pretty woke human beings. So exactly. We'll give them that. And my songs of the week, because we can't pick one. Clearly, pick one. I have 3. Oh, good God. The Devil by Banks. Oh, yes. So good. It makes me feel spooky, and I love it. With the whole, like, whispering, someone write my new name down. I'm so into that. Yes. She's so cool. She's so cool. I'm so into... Banks is, like, my lord. Tanya's super into Lord. I'm super into Banks, but Tanya's also super into Banks. Yes. But, like, Banks is, like, my lord.
And NDA by Billie Eilish, so good.
Oh, yeah.
People are not giving it credit.
Honestly, just listened to it for the first time today.
So good. It's creepy, too, in a way.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
You have another one?
Yes.
It's okay. And my third, and I swear to God, guys, I am listening to this album like it is real music and not a joke.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Bo Burnham. But I've been listening to, two, like it's real songs. All Eyes on Me is such a jam. But also FaceTime with my mom has such a groove.
It's so good.
I am constantly in my car.
So
like,
good.
These 40 minutes are essential. I'm a FaceTime with my mom tonight.
We've already talked about Inside by Bo Burnham, but
watch it.
If you haven't watched it on Netflix, I think it's like really important.
It is important. I think you're going to relate to it.
Am I basic to say that?
No,
okay.
No. Being a fan of Bo Burnham does not make you basic. It makes you in tune with mental health. Yeah. He is one of the few comics that is actually being honest about his mental health. Because typically comics are just like make flippant jokes about it.
Yeah.
While Bo is very, very like, hey, look, my mental health sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm being really raw about that. But I'm also being open about the fact I'm coping with comedy, which a lot of people do. And he's also being really open about, trigger warning, he's being really open about his suicidal ideology.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important because a lot of comics, they're like, oh, they're just really funny, happy people. Comics are the most depressed people on the planet.
Yeah, like 9 out of 10 of them cope with comedy.
Yeah, and 9 out of 10 of them are severely depressed, if not suicidal. And the fact that Bo is open about it and coping with it and being honest with it in his music and his stand-up and when he speaks, I think is super important and honestly gives him a better chance of surviving being a stand-up comic with mental health issues than others because he's being open about it and people are recognizing it.
Right. And I think it's obviously it's a really relatable piece.
It is.
Because I think 2020
we're super isolated.
Clearly. It's a very obvious thing for me to say that everybody was really depressed in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we were all really fucking depressed in 2020. But I think what it does is it creates a place where we can all watch it and feel connected to at least one aspect of the show. Like you can watch it and be like, okay, maybe not this part, but this part I really connect to. Yeah. And I think there is something for everyone.
Bo Burnham isn't like the whole like singing comedy is not for everybody.
Right.
But Bo Burnham, I think there is something for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep going on Bo Burnham forever because I think he's literally the most important comic that's ever existed.
100%, yeah.
Watching Inside, you're going to laugh, but you're also going to feel introspection. You're going to remember how it felt to be in 2020 and feel like, oh my God, I wasn't alone. And I think that's the most important part of Inside. Is it's really hard to watch because you're watching somebody have a mental breakdown during 2020, but you're also thinking, oh my God, I was not by myself during this. Yeah, and then he lets you laugh.
It's genuinely a masterpiece.
It is his magnum opus. I don't know how he's going to beat it. I'm sure he will though, because he is literally a genius.
And I mean, we said that at the last special he did.
Yeah.
So
what was Make Happy.
Yes.
Was so hard to watch. I literally finished it like feeling so heavy and like I wanted to do a wellness check on Bo Burnham. But then watching it again, I was like, this is genius.
Yeah, it's so good.
What is just pure comedy? And
is he there?
I just smacked her after eating her yesterday. No, okay, all right. I'll quit on my Bo Burnham high horse. But if we had to recommend watching anything other than Inside, watch Fear Street 1994.
Oh,
we had so much fun watching that. Such a good slasher film. So entertaining.
If I was 15, I would be obsessed. I mean, I'm still obsessed and I'm 33.
I told Kristen to watch it with Nadia. Yes. I think they're going to really enjoy it. And then 1978 is out and we're probably going to watch it tomorrow. And I'm very excited. Watch the Fear Street movies. They're not Goosebumps. No. They're good.
They're cute.
Gory.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're cute.
They're not cute, but they are kind of cute.
Also, it's just really refreshing to see a lesbian couple as the main character, and it is not like, ooh, look how lesbian and
it's like
woke
cool
and crazy they are. It's just like they're lesbians. Oh wow, and it's just
move on.
Yeah,
I
love it. Anyway, go ahead.
So good. Oh, the other song that I remembered that I forgot is the full version of "I Could Cry Just Thinking About You" by Troye Sivan. Oh my God. We're
so
big Troye Sivan fans in this house.
Sivan fans.
So if you haven't listened to him ever, you could just listen to this song. I Could Cry Just thinking about you. Full version.
Full version. So and good. Then My. If you're looking for a gay anthem that will make you absolutely feel your oats. He's
our favorite gay.
He is our favorite gay. And I'm related to a lot of them. Yeah, we should pick our topic. We were on one tonight, guys. I hope you guys are entertained.
Well, we haven't done this in a while. So we were ready to go.
Okay. Well, I got to keep going, guys, because it's awful roulette for this bunny.
Well, I got lore, so.
Well, lore's not a part of awful roulette. I feel like it should be a part of awful roulette.
It's not.
It should be. Oh, I knocked. Sorry. I need to awful roulette it. I need to awful roulette it. You have so much moosh hair on your butt.
No, not me.
You do. Here we go, guys. What's my topic? What is there one in there?
There's really only one left. Is it aliens?
Why am I always the one that get it? It's not you.
Oh, I would trade you, but you just did lore.
You know what? I did it last time. I'm going to let you pick my topic this time. Not aliens. Or you can do aliens.
I'll do aliens.
You do aliens, and then you tell me what I'm going to do. Not lore. I just did it.
Fine.
You do aliens. What am I going to do? You tell me what you want to hear about.
Do a cult.
Do a cult? That's what you want to hear about?
Yeah, I want to hear about a cult.
Okay, cult.
I want to hear about, like, those crazy effers.
A crazy effort in a cult.
Tell me about a cult.
So you're going to do aliens.
Yeah.
I passed it on, and I'm sure you're excited.
I'm so pumped. I would much rather do
aliens than lore.
Than lore, to be honest.
I know.
I'm going to do aliens, and you know what? I'm going to blow your guys' mind
because I feel like you've got aliens once, and I've gotten it like 4 times.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Good. I'm so excited for you.
And I'm going to blow your minds. Your whole brains are going to explode.
Okay, so you're aliens, and I am cults.
That's right.
There we go, guys. We did it.
Good job. High five.
Who are you?
I'm Tanya Lee.
I'm B.
We've been How Awful, the podcast.
Where can they find us, though?
They can find us at www.howawfulpodcast.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We're all over the place. You can find us at How Awful Podcast. You can also follow us on YouTube if you prefer to listen to episodes there.
Up to episode 8.
Well, we have more than that up there.
Oh, we do?
We just don't have them all transcribed.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But you can search for us at How Awful Podcast. We aren't cool enough to have our own link yet, but you can just search us. No, we don't have
on
slash
YouTube.
We don't have the youtube.com/How Awful Podcast quite yet.
Got it.
But you can search for us and we're there. You can subscribe. Also,
part of me wants to put the episodes up the way that the transcribing app transcribes them. You guys would be humorous. Like, they're insane.
Yeah, but we want to help our hard of hearing friends. We do. We also have a Patreon where
part's most important.
One of the things that's really cool about Patreon is we have a video episode up there.
We do.
So if you're interested in seeing our beautiful faces, and also the video episode has a lot more tidbits than the audio episode had.
It sure does.
So if you join us at patreon.com/howawfulpodcast, you can see that video and then some.
And hopefully we're going to get to do another excursion, hopefully, to the Pasadena Playhouse.
Yeah, that's really big on our to-do list. But we need your help to do that.
We do.
So please
here's the thing, guys. We don't have any ads. You guys get to listen to us ad-free, sponsor-free. So we need you guys to help us out there. Yeah. And that's where Patreon comes in. And we're probably going to throw up a GoFundMe maybe in August.
Yeah.
To start a GoFundMe for our first How Awful tour.
Yeah.
We need you guys to go on it. Because it can't just be our friends.
For sure. You can also email us.
Yeah.
At howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. Please tell us.
Wow, Mushi's doing a wow. It's very important. We have to wow him.
Well, Mushi hasn't emailed us yet, but you should email us and tell us about your personal stories of awfulness, whether it be paranormal, aliens, true crime, really anything. If you have witchery in your history, we do have a friend that has a very, very famous witch in his history, which I would love to talk to him about personally, so we'll save
We're going to set up, he's going to be our next guest. We're going to figure out how to do it. He has professional equipment. Yeah. We will figure it out.
Yeah. We'll announce that maybe on the next episode once we figure out a good date to do it with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should email us all of your personal stories. We very excited to read it on the show. So email us again at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Woof.
Woof.
Again, I'm Tanya Lee.
I'm B.
We've been How Awful.
How awful. I'm a devil to the diamond.
I was like, where are you going with this? Okay, we're going to go dance with Izzy and Moosh. Love you. Bye.
As always, we've been B and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.